It's time for Streaming Idiots. This is Tom Sinclair coming to you with another edition of Streaming Idiots. Boy, I tell you what, it's gonna be interesting today. So stick around, enjoy the. Don't you just love this music? I do. Hey guys, Tom Sinclair here. Boy, I tell you what, this is going to be an interesting show today, to say the least. Welcome to Streaming Idiots. This is our kind of our new show. We're still in the alpha/beta phases of the show, and we are trying to figure out just how it's going to work, this new show. And part of it is that we need to build a new intro, which we have in the works. JP's going to help us out with that one this summer when he gets done with the summer class here in June. And we're working on a website. We're actually we don't really have a Streaming Idiot website. What we've got going is we've realized, you can start all these shows because we've got the VidBlaster Guy show. That VidBlaster Guy was the initial show. And now we've sort of spun off into Streaming Idiots, so we can talk about technology, and we can include other software and software switchers like vMix and Wirecast and XSplit and all that group. But we also realized that we really need an umbrella under which to put all these shows, and to also under our umbrella will be our custom PC building aspect of what we're doing, and also what we do locally here in our little community of Fairhope, Alabama. So we've kind of put all that under the moniker of, let's see if we can make this work here. Hold on just a second. There we go. Of Eastern Shore Broadcasting. And so we've got a little website up, easternshorebroadcasting.com, and are putting that together. And as you can see, the front page is still under development, and we've got a live page that will have this show going right now. We can have a list of all of our past shows of the different kinds, products and services, including our PC hardware building part, a way to contact us, a blog where we hope to share information, and I've been kind of toying around with the idea of starting a forum. Not that I want to get into the forum business, but that it would be great, as I'm doing troubleshooting with people, that we can record this troubleshooting out there kind of in the wild, so that when other folks come along and have the same or similar problem, maybe they can answer their own question by a quick trip to the forum and find out the kinds of things that we've talked about in the past that they want to try. Because if you run into a problem at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're playing around with something and you want to try to get it fixed, there are not too many people that you're going to be able to contact. It's going to have to be a really good friend if you can call them at 2 in the morning, or somebody that's in a totally different time zone. So we're working on that. That's easternshorebroadcasting.com. And as part of the introduction of this new website, let me pop back over to it. We have our VidBlaster beta release contest. And that is, VidBlaster has got a super beta that's going to be released very soon, we think. And so we thought, well, let's just do a little raffle, and anybody can enter. It costs you $1 to enter, and you'll win $100 or more towards the purchase or upgrade of VidBlaster. So if you want to guess, you can enter your date right here, and then click the Buy Now button, and it'll give you the opportunity to spend $1 with your PayPal account or your credit card, and I'll fund it up to $100. And if we have more than $100 come in, then we'll turn back around and give that to everybody out there. Kind of like we were playing bingo, Let's call it bingo. It's not gambling. It's like bingo. because somebody's going to win. It's just a matter of what and when. If we get two folks that want to have the same day, then we'll choose those out of a hat, probably on that VidBlaster Guy show on a Wednesday afternoon in Alabama. It might be Wednesday evening or Thursday morning, wherever you are. So that'll be a lot of fun. It'll cost you $1 to enter. You can enter as many times as you like. Obviously, you would want to pick pick different days each time you entered, and you might you might have an opportunity to win the raffle for up to $100 for $100 or more of VidBlaster purchases or upgrades through me. This doesn't work through VidBlaster Corporate or any of the other VidBlaster resellers. This is just for Streaming Idiot viewers and VidBlaster Guy viewers. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're doing our website with using WordPress and some templates, and so we'll be kind of playing around with it. We have done some websites in the past with Joomla and just have found that that's just not as friendly towards posting embed links for YouTube and for live shows in Joomla as it is in WordPress. So hopefully we can do a better job of keeping this up to date than we have with our VidBlaster Guy website, which is our Joomla website, which is the one that doesn't get updated very much. Unfortunately, we'll try to fix that and get that ported over. Probably not possible, but ported over to WordPress so that we can keep it up a little bit more. The idea of having a home like this, Eastern Shore Broadcasting, was that it brings everything under one roof. We started out back in July of 2012 doing the first VidBlaster Guy shows, and they had word back then and continue to believe, it amazes me, but being really well received by folks that are interested in live video streaming. Some of them VidBlaster users, some of them use other products, but they just like the general information that we were providing in addition to talking specifically about VidBlaster. After a while, I realized that it really wasn't fair to say that this was a VidBlaster show and then start talking about capture cards or motherboards or cameras or all that kind of stuff that really wasn't VidBlaster specific. So that's where the Streaming Idiots idea came in, that we would have the freedom to talk just about anything and everything we wanted to so far as streaming was concerned by having this new show. Simultaneously to that, for the last probably year and a half, I've been building PCs for clients, either for them to resell or for them to use themselves in broadcasting. Some have gone to our friends to the north in Canada. Some have stayed here in the States. Some are in use in racetracks and baseball venues, football stadiums, basketball arenas. Where else? Mostly sporting. Although some, I think, are kind of mobile. I think Jean has got one up in Canada that he uses for just about anything. But the idea was that I can bring a lot to the table if this is the first time out of the box for you and you want to be successful and you want to have some person that you can rely on instead of having a big company, kind of a faceless, nameless company. You want to have somebody that you can rely on. You can pick up the phone and say, hey, Tom, I've got 20 minutes. I've got this problem. How am I going to fix it? We provide that level of support for all of our VidBlaster software customers, as well as that level of support for our custom PC customers, whether we're building those PC boxes with VidBlaster in them or with other products like Wirecast or vMix in them. We're happy to do that and basically want to give you the best solution for whatever the challenge is that you're facing. So we've got that part of the business that's also coming under Eastern Shore Broadcasting. And then, the other concept was, and I think I've talked about this with some of you personally, as well as discussed it on the VidBlaster Guy show, the whole concept of video streaming, internet broadcasting, video podcasting, whatever in the world we're going to call it, really, I think, has a home in your hometown on Main Street, because I think there are a number of professionals in your area that would benefit by having their own internet TV show. There is a company near here in Pensacola, Florida called Blab TV, B-L-A-B, Blab TV, and they do nothing but run 24/7 pre-recorded 30-minute shows of local businesses that talk about what they do, and it runs 24/7 on an obscure cable channel. It's very local because it's only on the cable channel, and it's marginally well produced. It always kind of interests me when I see somebody that's using chroma key, and you can tell it's chroma key because they've got a backdrop that they couldn't possibly be in front of, like this back one right here that my good friend Dr. Charles Campbell gave me. And in this case, watching Blab TV, they're using a blue screen, not a green screen, and I can tell it's a blue screen because every character, every person that's on their show, whatever their backdrop is, they have a dark blue halo around them because they don't have the chroma key kind of keyed in right. So I'm thinking, why, the quality is not there, but it's the only show in town. And they are probably just limiting themselves to what can be seen on cable. Now, a lot of their clients, I guess probably all their clients, are looking for a local audience. But a lot of folks do the kinds of things that can have a local audience, yes, but also can have a national audience or even an international audience. So I think there's a lot of potential there in your hometown for an internet TV studio, whether it's in a spare bedroom, whether it's in an addition to your house, like my good friend Amnon Nissan has at his studios up in North Carolina, where he produces, I think he's got 5 or 6 shows that he's producing weekly now, including the show that he does himself on Sunday mornings called Computers 2K Now. Very popular show. They'll get 10,000 viewers and listeners on a Sunday morning between 9 and noon Eastern time, and has several co-hosts that come in with him on Skype, and it's a great show, and it's a bunch of gray-haired old guys sitting around talking tech. I learn something every time I listen. The possibilities are really limitless, I think. The trick is to really focus your efforts, and here we're kind of using a shotgun approach where we're doing a couple of shows, the VidBlaster Guy show and Streaming Idiot show. We're selling software, we're selling hardware, and then we want to produce shows for other people. And I didn't feel like I could bring that production opportunity to folks without being able to say, hey, here's some examples of what we've done. In fact, I've got 2 shows that I've been doing, one for almost 2 years and one for a little less time, which made me think, what other kinds of things can I make shows about, things that I'm passionate about. So I'm thinking, a political show would be kind of a lot of fun. A show about my other business, home inspections, would be a lot of fun. A show about my Christian beliefs would be a lot of fun. Great discussion possibilities there. So some of those may be in the works down the line. I've also had tons of ideas about other folks in my community, people that I work with on a regular basis, that I think, wow, what they're doing would just lend itself so well to a show that would be local. Well, let's take, for example, somebody that is selling real estate. They can only sell houses that are, in their area. They can't sell a house in another part of the country. So they want to market the houses that they have listed locally. But a lot of times folks that are buying are coming from other parts of the country. So here's a great opportunity for somebody in real estate to have a regular show, weekly, twice a month, whatever, where they can basically give people a glimpse into who they are and how they do business, in hopes that those folks will say, hey, this is somebody pretty sharp. They look like they have good character and good values, somebody I'd like to do business with. And so they call them or text them or email them or whatever the case is, you know, all the different ways to be contacted. And sometimes, as I've seen from my shows, sometimes it takes a while to get the body of work out there in order to be discovered. When I first started that VidBlaster Guy, you know, there were, you know, half a dozen shows on YouTube and a scruffy little website. But as time went on, and suddenly there were dozens of shows on YouTube, and then 100 shows on YouTube, and then shows that had 100,000 views. I mean, all the shows with a total of 100,000 views, 750 subscribers. You know, it kind of begins to snowball a little bit. And a lot of folks that are interested in software and hardware have found me through the shows. People use YouTube like it was a search engine. And if you do a YouTube search on VidBlaster, chances are that VidBlaster Guy will pop up. If you do a YouTube search on Streaming Idiots, this show pops up. Now, most people are not searching for Streaming Idiots, but anyway, you get the feel for it. And we'll use the right keywords so folks will find this show when they're looking for those kinds of things too. So as you're thinking about, you know, how can I take this really fun technology that might be a hobby for me, how can I expand that and make it a professional hobby, i.e. a hobby that you're making money on, and then maybe even a second business that would be supplemental income, or even a primary business. Consider that internet broadcasting would be a great way to work in your community. You can go a whole different route, and you can set yourself up as if you were a TV station, and you can approach folks in the community to broadcast their events. I've done it. I started out doing it free of charge in order to prove the case and to prove that, yes, people will watch. And then I was able to go to advertisers and say, hey, look, I got all these eyeballs here. Do you want some of them? And then I was able to go to future event planners and say, I've had really good success putting these events on. Do you want your event to get some extra eyes? And being able to charge not just the advertisers, but charge the folks that had the event at the same time. And at some point, you know, when you get good enough, people realize it and they say, no, we want you to pay us. And that's when you when you know you've arrived. Anyway, that's just a little off the sidetrack there, but did want to talk about that as the concept. So that's where we're going here with that VidBlaster Guy and Streaming Idiots and our PC building software sales, and then also our local show production, all under the heading, as it were, of Eastern Shore Broadcasting. And let's see, was there anything else good down here at the bottom? Oh yeah, we've got our two latest videos from last week right there. And we'll be developing this further and adding more to it as we go along. Would love to have any feedback from you, though, as you think about it, of things that you think might help us do better. Or if you have questions and you want to say, oh, I'd like to do that. How did you do that? I'd be happy to share my ignorance with you, because it's certainly not something that I'm a professional in. Let me check with these guys in the chat room and make sure I haven't missed anything that they're doing, because we've got the chat going here today. And let's see. We'll see if we can pull that up here for you. Yeah, we'll get that video out of the way. And it looks like we'll go down here and get it updated. Yep. So we've got some folks. Let's see. Hi guys, are you able to watch the show on Android? Yep. You should be able to watch the show on Android, but you're going to have to go to the iOS feed, which is the secondary feed And if you, or you'll have to use, what was the app that we had that we were showing earlier? It was called Flash Fox. Flash Fox for Android will allow you to view a flash feed. So that's pretty cool. And yes, Bob, we are not really in a big studio. Yeah, but that's, you know, that's so much the beauty of what we're doing now, is that we can take a situation like this and turn it into a shot like this that turns into a shot like this that then becomes something like this. And so we've got all sorts of possibilities. And again, in this case, it's the right software for me. It's VidBlaster that allows us to do all these fun things. Yep, that's it. So a little shortened version of Streaming Idiots today, but that's kind of an overview of where we're heading. And I'd be delighted to discuss it with you. If I can help you get going in your community, I'd be happy to do that. I think it's got a lot of possibilities, and it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So, by the way, enter our contest. Let me put the URL up there again. And if you're watching this, later in the month, then maybe this contest is over. But go to easternshorebroadcasting.com, enter the contest. This is for the upcoming VidBlaster Mega Beta 3.23 that's got all sorts of goodies in it. If you're interested in winning $100 or more towards the purchase of VidBlaster through us, then go and join the raffle. Tickets are $1 a piece, and you can choose as many different days as you want to. Whoever guesses the right day gets the prize. And if you are the only one that guesses that day, you get it automatically. And if you are the one of more than one to guess that day, then we'll draw names out of a hat or draw names out of a capture card or something like that. Anyway, that's the story on that. So with that said, we're going to head out of the show today. If you're watching us live, stick around. We're going to chat a little bit afterwards. That's always kind of fun. I'm Tom Sinclair, the head streaming idiot, and it's always a joy to bring these shows to you, and we'll continue to do that in the future. So look forward to seeing you again next time. I just love this music. It's the best. So long.